Um, I did my project last year over laminitis, and it showed me how to explain what laminitis is and where it happens in the foot. And then this is my final product I made. It shows the different bones, the tendons, the cushion in the back, and then another tendon, and these, all the pieces come out. And then how I made that was I drew on the piece of wood, and then I traced them to where I could see the lines, and then I cut them out with a jigsaw. Then after I did that, I spray painted all the bones white, the tendon red, the cushion gray, and then I used a little pipe thing, I don't remember the name, for the other tendon. And then I got the board I originally cut it out of, and I put it in there to see if it still fit. And then I put another board the same width and height behind it, and then I nailed it, and then put the pieces in there after it was all spray painted. And then that's all I did. I learned what causes laminitis and what you do to prevent it. And most people usually just put their horse down because it takes a lot of work and effort to fix laminitis and cure it. But then after you cure it, you just have to be careful and watch. We changed our feed, and we only feed him like half a can during the summer, and we pin them up at night so they don't get too much nutrients and sugars, so he doesn't get laminitis again. And then in the wintertime, we feed him about 3/4 full can. My standards determine central idea and theme. Compare and analyze two texts that address similar theme and topics. Statistically incorporate digital and graphic elements, which is my final product, how I met that one. And then determining meaning, purpose through structure and organization. Yeah, so that's, and then I have hooves. I don't know where they are, but I had the hooves I saved from when he had laminitis. I saved them to show what they used and how they did it to help bring his foot up, because he was walking on the cushion part of it, which is the back part of his foot. And so he made horseshoes specifically for him that raised his foot up to be walking flat instead of like that, because it pushes the coffin bone down into their hoof, and which creates an abscess. And if you don't fix the abscess, it can get a lot worse and be more difficult to fix. And so he mixed up like these two gels, put the horseshoe on with the foam, and then in the back side of his hoof, where the shoe and the back side of his hoof meets, he squirted that in there, and then he held it up for a few seconds to let that harden. And then he did that to, I think it was just his front feet and then one of his back feet, because that's where he had laminitis. But it's very rare for horses to get laminitis in the front left and then the back left, or the front right and the back left. Usually it goes to the front feet first and then the back, but his was opposite. But then after it got worse, before we fixed it or like got a hold of it, it eventually went to both his front feet, and then it switched to his back right foot. But then after we took the horseshoes off and everything, he had 3 abscesses on the front 2 feet and the back left foot from the horseshoes. But we got the farrier to come back and he told us what to use, and we use a purple spray, and it helps heal the abscess and not make it worse. But yeah.